Okay. Should be better there. Wondering if we do this. Is it working okay, guys? Had to make the video small, but can you hear me? Can you see me? Hopefully it's better. We were dropping frames left and right. I don't even know what's going on. Anyway. So Nessa, where were we at with your reading? Hey BZ333. Yeah, I figured. I can see that it's cutting off. Hopefully. I think the wind's blowing outside too, and that might have something to do with it. Our internet is kind of different. Okay. All right, so Nessa, where were we at? You tell me where we were at and what you heard last, and then I can go from there. Something with 4. Oh, okay. That was a while ago. All right, so with this person that I was talking about, this kind of strong, burly, stubborn person, I feel like it's going to be about 4 dates that you're going to go on. Good. Awesome. I'm glad it's good. Okay, I just had to restart my computer and then make this screen super tiny, which is just weird anyway. But, yeah. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you for bearing with me during that. That was... That's one way to get on my nerves, man. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. So, right here, Nessa, I had... It would be about 4 dates that you'd go on with this person before they showed you their softer side. And so they have this like secretive, softer side, but it's going to be a while before you get to know it. Some of their friends, in fact, most of them would not know that they have this side to them. So this person is very... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Quantum. But that's something that... with this person, they just have a soft underbelly, would be the way to put it. They have a soft side to them. I feel like they could be... Yes, you are, Sydney. You are absolutely right. You are after... And I have you on the list already. You're after the Empress. It says Sydney right there. So I have you on the list, so don't worry. But I appreciate you keeping tabs on me with how the stream's been going. It's a little nutty, right? Okay, so they can have a secretive, soft side to them. They're a sensitive person. I did feel like possibly this person's father is in spirit, so the person is, yes, they are. Soft sides are amazing. I do feel like this person will have a father that's in spirit, or will have a male role model that they looked up to that has passed on. And I feel like that's a tendency to why this person is guarded. The way that you'll know this person is that... Actually, let me tune in a little bit more, because what I'm feeling is something like... a tender and strong man, but he doesn't show his tenderness to other people. He only shows his tenderness to people he's in a relationship with. So yes, tender and strong, but definitely putting up a front for everyone else. This person, I feel like, yeah. So Nessa, so far, is everything working so far on your end? Can you guys hear me still? We had another cutout on my end, but it looks like it's stable for the most part. Oh. Oh, absolutely, Quantum. It's absolutely fine. I'm letting the person know that I'm doing the reading for. I have a soft side too, but I don't show other people. Perfect. I can hear. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there's going to be that softness. There's going to be kind of a gentleness with this person. I do feel like this person likes animals. I feel like he's more of a dog person. Cats are okay. There could be an allergy to cats, though. So maybe that's why this person's apprehensive, because I'm feeling like this person likes cats, but they don't have cats. And I feel like there's a reason. Yes, people get a little silly when a man is tender. I think it's okay. Yes. Tender man. And Mario, you're after Nessa, and thank you for posting your question again. I put your thing right there. Reunion for L, the Pisces. Well, it's on there. I don't know if you can see that. No, you're good, Quantum. You are just fine. Don't worry about it. Are they in the city, New York City? Let's see. So, are they in the city, New York City? It doesn't feel like they're. It doesn't feel like they're in New York City right now. I get a feeling of more of a rural. Boy, it's a hard one for me to say. More of a rural presence. More of like this person is in a place that doesn't have a lot of people, at least not right now. It feels like this person is kind of more in the countryside, or this person's more on that kind of level. I don't get the sense that the person is necessary. Like they're a city person, I suppose, but this person likes quiet. They like their solitude, and they like having kind of an uninterrupted kind of connection with nature. Is what I feel like with this person. So it feels like this person's more connected with nature than he is with the city part of things, if that makes sense. Um, Good, Raven. Good. There might still be cutouts here and there. It was windy here, so I'm thinking that might be causing it besides Mercury in retrograde. But that's what I'm. So right now, Nessa, it feels like it's still going to be a little while. This one right here, and I usually don't go that far in the future, but with this one, it feels like 6 months to, I'd say 6 months to maybe 18 months to meet this person, just because it doesn't even feel like you guys are on the same wavelength right now. It feels like things have to be learned and kind of comprehended on both parts, and then you guys can sort of meet each other. Um, Always in the city, why I asked. Okay. But yeah, right now, I'm not getting a sense that it feels like he's more in the country right now, or he's doing something out in the country. So it doesn't feel like he's thinking about New York or even there yet, but I do feel like there can be paths crossing, so to speak. And you'll know who I'm talking about. Like I said, this guy, I feel like he's very tall. I'm thinking like 6'5". He's going to have a very tall build, And even though he puts on a front of being a tough person, his friends may not be able to see through it, but I feel like you'd be able to see through it because it's not like it's this huge macho thing. It kind of reminds me of like, in a weird way, I don't know if you guys have ever seen um, Parks and Recreation. Okay. Thank you, BZ, and I will read your message after I'm done with my lives, and then I'll probably email you tomorrow. Okay, but thank you so much for that. I did see that. So I will look forward to getting a response from me, and I look forward to talking with you and working with you. Okay, BZ, and thank you so much for your kindness and your donations. I appreciate that. Uh, so anyway, if you guys have seen Parks and Recreation, this person feels like Ron Swanson. He doesn't look like him, but the personality. And if you guys watch Parks and Recreation, Ron, you you see over time there's a sensitive side, there's a softer side to this person, but they don't show it. But I feel like if you know the person, you can see it. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like it's there. You're very welcome, BZ. I don't know. I don't know what happened to Liz. Sometimes she just goes, and she just has things to do. Sometimes I don't know if she's, and that's okay. That's okay. She's I can do the modding when she goes. I have everything written down. She is nice to It's nice to have it all looked at that way, but I write everything down too, so I know who's on the list, just in case. Um, so that's what I'm feeling with this person. They will have a soft side. You'll get to know them. Things have to trans. Things have to happen first, though, and I do feel like it's going to be a while before you meet this person. But they will be a big softie once you get to know them, and yeah. So that's what I'm seeing for this person, Nessa. Hopefully that helps to kind of guide this. You will know it's them. Like I said, I do feel like they have a father in spirit. I feel like they like cats, but they don't have one because I feel like there could be an allergy there. Um, and like I said, 6'5", being pretty tall. There's not a lot of people that are 6'5" that I'm aware of. Uh, I feel like that's kind of a rarer height to get into, but like a very tall man that's sensitive. So I feel like that's a winning combination. A gentle giant, so to speak. But that's what I got for you, Nessa. So hopefully that helps. Gonna go down the list here. Just want to get confirmation that that was good for you. You're very welcome. Liz, you're fine. You don't have to worry about the list because I've got one. That's what I do. So if you want to look at the list, we have Mario's next, then Lex, the Empress, Sydney, and then Ravenwind. So I've got it right here. That's what I'm doing when I'm writing stuff down. I'm either doing psychic stuff or I'm making a list here. So we are good regardless. I do keep a backup. Okay. So Mario, well then you'll have to, I don't know. That's a it's a pretty big height difference, but I do feel like that's what I saw was someone who was very tall. Or or and this is an important part here. They're either very tall or they present themselves as very tall, which to me means they carry themselves with pride and dignity. But to carry yourself with 6'5" pride and dignity, that's another level. So I'm feeling like they're gonna be very tall. You'll know them when you see them. Burly build. This isn't a string bean kind of situation. This is a very tall, kind of, I don't know about muscular, but very broad shouldered, very like, Yeah, so, okay, Mario C. So, thank you again, my friend. You have been waiting for a very long time. In fact, a lot of people have, but I appreciate that you've just been hanging out here. I do appreciate that, my friend. And thank you for the subscription as well. I was going to say thank you, but we kept getting cut off, so thank you again. Okay, so let's look at what we got here. Let me close this off here. So, Mario, reunion for L the Pisces. Let me go up and read the question again here. The awkward background. I quite like it. I don't think it's awkward, but yeah, the background's new. Okay, is there a union for me and L the Pisces? Let's see here. Is there a reunion for Mario C and L the Pisces? So I've got our love cards here, Mario. Let's see what we get. Let's do this here. We are still getting the background set up. It's going to look a lot nicer. There's a... It's kind of hard to see. We have a bookshelf situation that we're putting up. And hopefully it comes this week. Hopefully we get everything put together and built, and then the background will be nicer. But for now, that's what you got. And I hope that's okay. I tried to make it as nice as I could. And I think it looks really good. So, but it will look better. Okay. So, let's answer Mario's question. Will there be a reconciliation between Mario C and L Pisces? Okay, so I get this one here, Mario. So we get resolving conflict in reverse. So this is interesting here. Did you guys just break up suddenly? Were things left unsaid? When I see this in reverse, it's making me think that there's something going on there. Awesome, Liz. Thank you. I can actually do this too, though. There we go. Okay, so there was things left unsaid. Is that what we're talking about here? Because when I see resolving conflict in reverse, it felt like things just ended kind of suddenly. Is that what happened? Departure, quick. I need to ask one question and then wait for an answer. So, did things end suddenly in the relationship? Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So then this could be something where, so let me do this face up. Okay. So resolving conflict right here. Okay. There's a person sending love, energy, and having that, and then you can see those candles down there, love, empathy. But when it's in reverse, we didn't necessarily get that. We didn't get that kind of ending, right? So we got something where instead of having that kind of resolution, we got left with probably wondering what the hell happened. So, Mario, did the relationship end and the person isn't talking anymore? Is that what's happened? Like they're not talking to you on social media, they're not calling you, there's no text messages, or has there been some communication? Some communication because we have two kids together. Okay. All right, and you seem like someone who I feel like could handle if an issue was presented, you could handle it, right? So this person just decided it was best to kind of cut things. So when there's communication, I'm going to ask one question at a time. I got to work on that. When there's this communication, is it just about the kids? Or is there communication about the relationship as well? Or is that shut down? Only kids. Okay, that's why I was asking, is because it felt like there was a barrier here where we could talk about just the kids, but we couldn't talk about the other issues. Um, Man, I'm sorry that's the case because that's an awful situation. That this person isn't even giving you the time of day, right? Um, okay, so let me look a little bit more here. Anything about the relationship she ghosts? Okay, that makes sense because that's what I was feeling there. So as soon as we start talking about anything that's remotely you and I, as soon as we utter those words or as soon as something happened, then she's okay. That makes sense. So uh, let's see. Okay. So I'm going to draw another card here, Mario. And I know you didn't pay for another question, but this one right here, I feel like I want to understand what happened. Because right here, I'm not seeing that there's going to be any resolution because there's no conflict resolution. There's nothing you can talk about, right? Because as soon as you start entering a topic, it gets shut down immediately. So I'm going to ask, if it's okay, I'm going to ask why this happened. So let's look at that. Okay, perfect. So why did L leave Mario C? And then I'm going to do this really quick, you guys. So do not think this means I'm going to end at close to 1 o'clock. So I'm just going to do this. Oh, hi, Courtney. I'm literally just putting this up. So I'm not taking any donations right now. But thank you for subscribing. I literally was just going to put this up. So I'm just going to address the rest of the people's questions that have paid. And then I think I'm going to call it good for the night. So everyone that paid before I put that up, you guys are still getting your questions answered. Just putting that up there. So sorry, Courtney. Thank you for the subscription, though. I appreciate that. Just want to spend time on who's left so I can get their questions answered. Okay, so why did she leave? You're very welcome, Courtney. Just wanted to be up front. Okay, so Mario, when I asked why did she leave, I get this card here. So there we go. So I get creativity, okay, and I'll show you this card up close. Okay. There we go. So when I get this card here on why she left, I'm wondering, was there anything that was going on? Was she wanting to try and do something? Was there any disagreement about anything creative or hobbies or projects that you guys were working on? Was there anything where you guys kind of butted heads? Where I'm just curious here. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. It's kind of like, okay, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense to me, that there could be something where there's things in the background that we didn't know about, and then things coming to light. So for her to just ghost, honestly, for this situation, Mario, maybe I'm saying something was always a problem on her side. Okay, so Mario, maybe I'm saying something, and maybe it might sound rude. I don't know, but what I feel is that her leaving is actually a good thing because it helps you to kind of see how she was. When she's no longer in the situation, I feel like we can better see how it was when we were in it, because we tend to be kind of blind to the situation when we're in the thick of it. But once she's gone, we can see exactly how it was. Does that make sense? I don't want to come across as insensitive. I just feel like this could be a good thing because it sounds like there was some issues there that were not able to be discussed. if that makes sense. Of course, having the kids together, that's an issue, but um, it's just, that's not right. There should be communication. There should be things going on, you know? Okay. So as for right now, Mario, I am feeling like there's not going to be a resolution to this, and I'm sorry that's the case. But you have something where eventually let yourself be in the presence of the kind of hurt, the pain. Eventually that will start to dissipate. Right, you still can't discuss them now. So I don't feel like that's going to change in the future too much. What I feel like is this person will wait until it's past the point of being able to discuss, and then there will be. I don't feel like there's going to be a resolution here, and I'm sorry that's the case, but I want to be upfront with you. And I feel like once you've healed and you've moved past this kind of relationship, I feel like if you want to go into something better, I do feel like there will be options for you. We have to heal and we have to feel what's going on, because this right here, for someone to just ghost or to just do this thing, that's not right. And for you to be experiencing that, that's going to take time to heal. But my vote on this, and I know it's not an easy situation no matter what, right? So I'm just going to say this. What I feel would be the best course of action would be to not bring it up, to not discuss it ever, because you're not going to get anywhere anyway, and it's just going to further frustrate you. What we can do is we can work through our own emotional process and work through our feelings and work through what we're feeling. Um, and that's what we can do for ourselves. I'm not expecting you to get a resolution from this person. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just what I'm feeling here. Um, So does that kind of answer your questions, my friend? Again, I am sorry. That's not a fun situation. I I really do wish you the best though, Mario. I really do. And yeah, let yourself feel. Be there for your kids as much as you can. Let yourself feel. Let yourself go through the emotions and the emotions that you need to go through. And exactly, Mario. It is what it is. But let yourself be vulnerable as much as possible. Let yourself feel. Show your kids that even though something has happened, that you can still be there. You can still try your best. Let them in subtle ways or in smaller ways about things that are going on with you emotionally, and let them know that yeah, let them know that they're always safe, which I'm sure you do. You're welcome, Mario. Okay, so Lex, are you here? bouncing around from so many different live streams I've been putting up that hopefully she is here, though. Okay, so we'll go down to the Empress. Are you here? Okay, the Empress, do you want to ask your question? It is your turn, the Empress. Yes, you've waited long enough. Hopefully we can get you some answers here. Okay, the Empress, let's look at that. Will you and Lance get back together soon? So we got our love cards here. Let's see what we can come up with. Will the Empress and Lance get back together soon? Just a second here. Okay, the Empress, so I'm going to ask you something here. And so, yeah. So we get this card. This was the first one that came out. Okay. This is sexual freedom. Right here. But, the Empress, I do have this card. Then I get this one. This is love in reverse. So I'm going to ask you something here. I'm going to ask you, the Empress, so was your relationship, were you guys pretty close? Or did you know him for a while and then things faded off? Or kind of like what happened in that sense? Because when I see the sexual freedom card and the love card, it almost feels like there could be a booty call situation. But I don't necessarily think that would be something you would want. I mean, if that's what you want, that's fine, but I'm feeling like you probably would want more of a connection than that. You know, maybe I'll wait to hear what you say here. Yes, indeed, Liz. Thank you. Those are our last ones for the night. Empress, Sydney, and Raven. So then we started dating. Okay. So what I feel here is that something here has happened with the connection where I do feel like this person will come back, but I don't feel like they're going to stay. So will they come back? Yes. I don't feel like they're going to stay because something here is blocked in them, it feels like. Um, I can draw another card on this love in reverse and I can see what's going on with that. So give me 1 second. Okay, let's do this one. Let's do the Energy Tarot. Right here, let's do these energy cards. Yes, you do, Sydney. Yes, you do. I put you down for $10 on here. You do have 3 questions. And Raven Wind is the same. She also has 3 questions. Or she just has the one. I'm not sure. I will do that. Let's do this for clarification. You're good. You're good, Sydney. Don't worry about it. I have everything. I do have everything written down, but again, there's nothing wrong with you checking me, right, to see if everything's okay. So don't worry about that. I do got you for 3 though, or yeah, 3 questions. Okay. Why is love in reverse for this connection? Mm. So I get 6th chakra Archangel Metatron. Okay. It's kind of hard to see it's a very like white card to look at. It's like camera has to dim. So 6th chakra Archangel Metatron. So I feel like the reason why the love card is in reverse here is because this person doesn't necessarily know what's good for them or what's bad for them. This person doesn't want to listen to their intuition. That's what I'm feeling here. So is this person cut off from their own emotions, or is this person kind of more stoic in the way they express themselves? Empress? I'm just curious here because when I see this underneath the love card, it's making me feel like there's a sense of this person not knowing what's good for them. That's what I'm feeling. So is that resonating, the Empress, then? That's about it right here. So this right here, I do feel the person could come back within. I'm feeling like within 3 months. But the person, okay. I do feel this though. I do feel like there could be this person trying to come back in 3 months, but I do feel like the connection is going to be something where we can't talk about what happened before. We're just going to focus on maybe starting over. I don't feel like that's something you want to do. I feel like you would want to address what happened before. Um, so there's a tendency for this person to want to start with a clean slate with you again, even though you've already been in a relationship with them. That's up to you if you want to entertain that idea, but I would say for me, no, because I feel like you're worth more than that. You should get an explanation, or you should have a feeling of closure if someone is just going to kind of do their own thing and leave you be. That's not right. You should have you should be talking to him and not to me. Does that make sense? I'm happy to answer your questions, but you should be able to have a conversation with him that hopefully he would open up and talk to you. But of course, sometimes we don't get that. But that's what I've got for you right now. Just if he does come back, really look at what his intentions are. And I do feel like he will come back. So really look at what his intentions are and don't settle for table scraps or crumbs when you can have an entire meal from somebody else that knows what they want in a person. That's what I feel, the Empress. So hopefully that helps answer your question. Is he going to do yeah, what I feel with the energy that I was picking up on and with what the cards were saying is that yeah, he's going to be a repeat offender, but you're going to have an opportunity. This person can come back in your life and you're going to have the opportunity to say no. And that's going to set the universe in motion to bring you something better eventually than what you had before because you're standing up for yourself and you're showing you have boundaries and you're showing your worth and you're telling the person you couldn't afford me, you couldn't pay me enough attention to get with me, kind of a thing. And I feel like that's something you need to have, that sacred, your name is the Empress. I feel like it's time for you to act like it, act like the Empress, act like you know you have options and you don't have to settle for someone who doesn't appreciate you in that way. So hopefully maybe if I do this, let me zoom in. And you are welcome, Empress. Very welcome. Okay, so um, perfect, perfect. Okay, so Sydney, are you there? You can post your questions now. You're very welcome, the Empress. Very, very welcome. So post your questions, Sydney. I will be right back. Again, I have to go use the bathroom. I promise I'm coming back. So let me do this. Okay, so let's look at this. What's going on with the connection with Benjamin? Let's look at that. What is going on with Sydney's connection to Benjamin? And thank you, Sydney, for being patient. I do appreciate that. Okay, what's going on with your connection with Benjamin here? That makes sense. Okay, so the first card I get, Sydney, is Intimacy in Reverse. I'm just showing you what it looks like upright. So I get Intimacy in Reverse, and then I get this card here, Forgiveness. So when I see these two cards, when we're talking about a connection here, is that I feel like we're focusing more on life lessons and what we need to learn in life. And this person is obviously going to show us the areas we need to improve on most. It's kind of like the twin flame connection shows that I guess what we need to grow, we need to burn down the parts of ourselves that are not us, so to speak. So when I see the Intimacy in Reverse and I see the Forgiveness here, it is feeling like, I mean, obviously you took this personally, but it's feeling like there needs to be a letting go, at least right now, in the connection. At least right now. I'm not saying forever, but it feels like there's a separation that happened, but then besides there being a separation, it feels like there's a distance. It feels like there's a gap. It feels like there's a separation, there's a gap, and there's a wall, if that makes any sense. So that's what I'm getting so far. So does that kind of make sense so far? Do this here. Always thirsty. Yeah, okay. A little, okay. All right, so that's okay. We can get some more information here. We can look a little bit more here. So what is Benjamin feeling? Because we were focusing on the connection. What's Benjamin feeling about Sydney right now? What's Benjamin feeling about the connection or the relationship that he had with Sydney right now? What's he feeling? And then let's do what's he thinking? Because sometimes with men, you have to just kind of dive right into it. The feeling part, it doesn't really hit home as much. So we'll do what is he feeling, what is he thinking? What is he feeling? And what is he thinking? Okay. What is he feeling? What is he thinking? Okay, hold on. Got something in my eye. You had a vision 2 weeks ago of me looking into a mirror and seeing myself. Yeah, that could be an ego death situation. So let me ask you this, Sydney, because when we have these visions, when we have these psychic visions, what did you feel with this vision? What emotion did you feel? And also his feelings were boundaries right here, okay? And then emotional freedom is what he's thinking. So I'm feeling like right now he's focusing on trying to. Um, it does say emotional freedom, but I feel like he's focusing on setting boundaries or he's focusing on trying to find himself. I mean, he is pretty young, but I do feel you should be able to talk things through at least a little bit. But for some reason, it does feel like there's a wall and the boundaries here. I don't know if you felt like you crossed over a boundary or if something happened, but there is a boundary that this person put up, is what I'm feeling. But also answer the question I had for you if you want, if that's something you feel comfortable with. Because when we're talking about psychic impressions or we're talking about visions, we have to focus on the feeling we had when we saw the the when we had the psychic impression. We have to focus on the feeling. Okay, honestly, you were scared, but it was calming energy. Okay, so yeah, that could be an ego death situation where there is fear, but there's also a sense of calmness. The reason why we have fear is because we're being shown something that for us to look at is scary. So the mirror represents seeing something in a way that is unfiltered. It's kind of like we're looking at something. The fear comes from seeing something unfiltered, from seeing something that is raw, and from kind of having a fear of both the known and the unknown. We know ourselves, right? You don't think you liked it though. Well, that's how these things work. So there's fear and then the calm. Again, yes, ego death would be something right here, but it's also the self-exploration or the subconscious making itself known. Have you been having any dreams involving water or the moon specifically? Anything to deal with the subconscious? Because to me, it feels like subconscious issues are starting to surface. That's what I'm feeling like is going on. So there can be fears, there can be desires, there can be all the things we kind of shove down go into the subconscious area. So that's what I'm feeling here. But yeah, you're not gonna like it. You're, but the if there is a change that's happening, it kind of doesn't matter whether we like it or not because there has to be a transition period, and the transition period is always uncomfortable. The growth period is always the most challenging part because it feels like we're kind of losing our minds, or it feels like we don't have anything to grasp onto because the identity is transitioning. And when the identity transitions, that can be painful because we're going from what we know about ourselves to the other parts. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Um, that's just something maybe going forward you can look into if that's something that if you can remember your dreams, which for all of us sometimes it's hard to remember our dreams. So, but I did have this for Benjamin. So we had what is he feeling, we had the boundaries, right? And then what is he thinking? We had the emotional freedom card. So he's feeling like right now that things are okay, is what I get from him. And I'm sorry that's been the case. I'm sorry, Sydney, because this person doesn't feel like he knows how to connect. Well, keep allowing yourself to feel, and don't give in to those temptations, okay, Sydney? We've got this. I'm sorry that that happened with you, and what's been going on. This is kind of a dark night of the soul situation where we're working on integrating energies, and this is something where, yes, yeah, quantum love. I agree. I understand things can be difficult and it can be hard to like deal with these kinds of issues, but what I'm gonna do for you, Sydney, is would it be okay if I sent some energy your way? Would you be okay with that? Just some energy healing to sort of help things, if that would be okay. And thank you, Liz, for saying that in quantum. I appreciate you guys being here. I love that. Yes, it is no joke. Does he even care about me or want to talk to me ever since I'm feeling like right now, Sydney, that there's a disconnect from his sense of well-being. I don't feel this person's emotionally in tune with themselves to understand what they're putting you through. I don't get a sense that that's something that this person really understands or gets. So I feel like okay, and I'll send some energy, but that's what I'm feeling is that this person's kind of out to get his own thing. It doesn't feel like there's necessarily it yeah, it just feels like he's being very cold and distant, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, Quantum. And no, it isn't a joke. Absolutely not. And I am sorry to hear about that. Hmm. Okay, let's send some energy here. I'll send some energy to you, Sydney, and we'll go from there, okay? So let's do that. Let's see here. Let's use this. Okay, so Sydney, as we focus on sending energy, it's going to be me and my guides. We're going to connect with you. We're going to focus on sending energy, sending love, sending a positive vibration. And as we do that, I just want you to relax as much as you can and let yourself feel whatever comes up or whatever you're feeling. So, energetically, you might feel something, or emotionally, you might feel something. I want you to allow yourself to feel that and to kind of lean into it as much as you can, and know that my guides, your guides, will be there. And we're just going to be sending energy, and I just want you to kind of feel the energy as much as you can, okay? And if you don't feel anything, that's okay too. It's not about that, but just allow yourself to relax, allow yourself to breathe. No, it's no joke at all. But we'll um we'll send some good vibes here, okay? Everybody, and if you want to do that with me, you can send some good vibes. So I'm just going to do this, and let's do that. Let's do these good vibes here. we work on being okay. We'll work on it one day, one moment at a time. And right now, we're gonna send her some energy. Okay, Quantum, we can do that. We can send some energy, send some love, send some appreciation energy her way, and that's something we can do to help. That is definitely something we can do. Okay, so let's do this, you guys. I'm just gonna close my eyes. You can join me if you want to. All we're doing is sending positive energy. We're just sending that out. Okay, you can imagine golden light, you can imagine white light, but we're sending out this kind of divine energy to help her to feel a sense of release or a sense of relief to some capacity. So let's do that. I'm going to close my eyes here. It'll be about 2 or 3 minutes. We'll send some energies. So let's do that and see what happens here. Hmm. Okay, so Sydney, how are you feeling? Or did you feel anything while we were doing that exercise? Okay. 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 That's okay. So you're gonna work through Sydney, because I'm feeling right here in my throat and my heart, right here. Um, you're gonna go through a period of time. This is gonna be like we're releasing things that no longer serve us. And the third eye opening and all this right here, it's tied to where you're feeling now, and allowing yourself to feel, and allowing ourselves to kind of be in the moment. Eventually, what we're feeling passes, but right now the emotions are very strong, and I can feel that in my heart. But this is something where if we allow things to sort of take their course, we allow things to, allow ourselves to breathe and to feel what's going on within us, eventually the intensity starts to die down. But that's what I'm feeling for you right now, is that it's these very intense feelings in the heart, but eventually that will start to die down. So allow yourself to be in the moment, live each moment as you can, and take each moment, take it day by day or moment by moment, and eventually that will start to get easier to understand what you've been through. But that's what I'm feeling. So hopefully that helps you in this, and hopefully the energy that is sent can, help you to realize what's going on a little bit more, to kind of dive a little deeper in the self, so to speak. But hopefully that helps in some small way. And if you want to make note of any dreams, if you can remember them, or drink plenty of water after we do these energy sessions. Sometimes we can be purging some stuff out of our system, energy that no longer serves us, things that no longer serve us. And sometimes this stuff happens to bring in something better, even though at the time it does not feel like it. I hope that I hope that this helps in some small way. And I think you had two more questions, right? Let's look at that. Well, with what's happened now, Sydney, has Benjamin ever done anything like this before? Is uh, is he even there to talk to you about any of this stuff, or is he just completely out of the picture right now? Like you can't even reach him? I've had a dream of his apology to me. I don't know, it frustrates me because sometimes all I want is him. I understand, and that's something, Sydney. Let yourself be frustrated. Let yourself be angry and upset. That's normal, right? It's normal to feel that way. I don't want you to think that there's anything wrong with you because there's not. I understand being frustrated, but that's a part of the process. That's okay. Because a lot of the times when there is a separation or a breakup kind of scenario, what happens is we kind of go into a mourning process. And I have a video I could give you the link to that kind of talks about relationship mourning. But what happens is we kind of mourn the things that we never got to experience or the things that didn't happen. And that's kind of where these frustrations and things can come in. And so I understand it's like, that's hard. That's a hard thing to deal with. And hey, Kayanat Bakari. Okay, let me see what I can get, though, for your second question. Should Sydney let go of her twin flame? When you try and talk to him. Yeah, that's just cold. I'm sorry you have to go through that. So when I see this right here, I get the Divine Feminine in reverse. Okay. And then I get resolving conflict. When I see the Divine Feminine in reverse, though, this to me feels like something where we're going to resolve the conflict in ourselves, kind of what's happening to us, not necessarily resolving the conflict with him, because it doesn't feel like he's in the same mentality or the same space you're in. It feels like you have to kind of focus on letting yourself heal, right? And I really do believe, but even as kids, we knew we were twins. And that's cool. That's a good thing to have, right? But there also tends to be this thing that happens where we absolutely think that a person can be the one. And no, you're good. You're good, Sydney. Do not worry about it. Don't worry about that at all. Let yourself cry. Let yourself feel. That's super, super normal, and it's okay for you to feel. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to let go of that and be angry. Be upset. Allow yourself to feel all the emotions. But this right here, to me, when I look at this, is it's like, and a lot of people will say, this person's my twin flame or my soulmate. And for me, it's kind of like, I feel like a person deserves a place in your life when they have kind of earned that place in your life and when they have showed you that they can be there for you through the thick and through the thin. That's personally my take on it. I feel like people can teach us lessons, and I feel like some lessons are much harder to learn than others. But that's what I feel like is, like, when someone has hurt us or things are happening, it is absolutely fine for us to walk away from that situation because it no longer serves us. Again, there's expectations tied to what could have happened with the situation and how it could have gone. But for now, I'm seeing that the best thing for you to do would be to allow yourself the time and the space to heal from this, because this is obviously affecting you very deeply. And I feel like if we keep letting this person back into our lives again and again, we're re-traumatizing and we're restarting the healing process every time we let them in. Once we've healed fully, once we feel strong, then if we want to possibly reach out and try talking to this person, if it feels organic, if it feels like it can actually lead somewhere, I suppose that could happen. But the way it is now, I feel like the best thing to do would be to allow yourself to go through this and kind of see what happens, right? Because I'm feeling like right now the connection is gone for now, but that doesn't mean that you can't heal, that you can't let yourself feel what's going on and let yourself kind of be in that situation where we allow ourselves to heal, so to speak. So does that help answer your question, Sydney? Again, I'm sorry that's the case. It's not an easy thing to go through, and I am sorry about that. But it's good if you're letting your emotions out, if you're crying, if you're doing that. Right, right. And eventually there will be what's called like a congruency where the mind and the heart will be on the same page. Right now, there's something going on with you, and it's called cognitive dissonance. Okay? So cognitive dissonance is holding two opposing ideals in your head, and you're going to feel very torn, very broken, very hurt until you understand that the truth of the matter is that you can heal and you can keep going and you can have that be something. But right now, you're stuck in the middle. You said the head wants one thing, the heart wants one thing. Eventually, you'll be in sync with yourself and you won't feel that way anymore, but it takes time to work through this. I feel like if I let this go altogether, I'm just going to get rid of it altogether. What do you mean by that, Sydney? Get rid of it altogether. Not want it ever again. Okay? And that's normal too. If you don't want a relationship ever again, that's actually pretty healthy too. That's a normal part of the process, is because you're letting yourself heal, and because it can be something that takes time. That's okay too. Like, let yourself experience whatever it is you're going through, because that's a normal part of the process. And I think it's mature. I think it's good to be like emotionally open, to be able to cry, to be able to get frustrated, upset. Before, when we were kids, I was the runner, but I never treated him like this. No, I wouldn't think you would. So it's a situation where, like I said, allow yourself experience all the frustration, all the anger, and then decide if you want to ever talk with this person or be with this person ever again, because it feels to me like you're done. This isn't right. You feel like this person has crossed a line, and you realize that, and that's his loss, because you have a strength within you that I don't think this person will ever see or understand, and it's not for him to see. It's for you. It's for you to experience yourself. You're also going through some spiritual awakening too, and generally these two go hand in hand. You had an event happen, there's a spiritual awakening, things will get easier, things will get better, but right now you're kind of in the thick of it, right? We had a dream of us getting married, of us having 2.5 kids. Okay. But we had a dream of us getting married. Hmm. Sometimes, I mean, I feel like when it comes to, especially with spiritual things, sometimes it's just, and maybe things will happen where it works out a little bit later on and you guys are just having a rough patch now. But to me, it feels like the connection, it's kind of like, yeah, I can understand you're stuck. The best thing to do, and I keep saying it, is just keep allowing yourself to feel, and all this shit that happened already had, okay, on all this shit that happened already happened. Hmm. Yeah. With what you're going through, again, it does get easier with time as long as you, and it sounds like you're letting yourself feel, as long as you can cry and as long as you can let all this out. That's the important part. But you'll feel stuck for a while. Um, you'll feel a sense of loss, but eventually things will get easier, and it'll be easier for you to understand things and for you to heal from this. It just this right here, this takes time, and there could be a reunion in the future. There could be something that happens in the future, but that would be up to you if you would want to entertain the idea if this person came back at that point in time. But I feel like right now you need to go through a healing and then decide if there's anything even worth it in the relationship that was there before, if that makes sense. So, Sydney, did you have a third question? Hmm. Well, if you felt like this was going to happen, then maybe that's, again, maybe that's part of the process. Okay. So let that be something that over the next few days or weeks, let yourself kind of understand the situation for what it is and for kind of what's happening. Eventually, it'll be easier to see it for exactly what it is. I understand now there can be confusion and you can feel maybe like your head's not on right. Maybe like things are kind of almost in a dreamlike state sometimes. But I feel like this is something where if it's like you said, I don't want it if it is something that's going to keep me stuck like this. It's not for me. No, it's not. You deserve better. You deserve to not feel stuck. You deserve to not feel that. No, I agree with you on that. But the only thing you can do, from my understanding with this, is to just let yourself feel it as much as you can. Maybe journal, write stuff down, look stuff up where other people are talking about these kinds of situations. I have a video I could share with you that talks about a breakup process. Um, okay, let's do this here. Will a new love help me distract from this and get over him. So let's look at that and see. Let's see what we can find out here. So I get the garden in reverse, and then I get dating in reverse right here. So here's what I see here is that I feel like what happened with this person, it isn't just that this person left. I feel like when this person did what they did, it triggered wounds that were older wounds. Maybe something happened in childhood with our parents, or something happened in society, but there's a feeling of being abandoned, like a deep feeling of being abandoned. And so when that happened, when this person left, it triggered that in us. And so now we're looking for something, like you said, to distract ourselves or to focus on something else. If we got in another relationship, if we kind of rushed into another relationship, what could happen is it could hurt us even more because we're not addressing the issues that are presenting themselves to us now. And I know that's difficult, right? I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but I feel like the reason why this happened, there's a deeper core wound that's being triggered. Sydney, how do you feel about that? Was there abandonment? Did something happen when we were younger? With people and family, okay. And that's a painful thing to go through, absolutely. And I feel like he re-triggered those wounds. They were there before, but he re-triggered them. And sometimes we go into relationships thinking that that's going to fix what's going on within us, and it means we need to do some more self-work. We need to do some more healing and kind of feel the emotions and the pain, which again isn't the funnest thing, but it's part of the healing process. If you were to go into a new relationship, that wouldn't be fair to you or to the person because, like you said, it's a distraction. And you shouldn't have to fake a smile, and I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's not right. I'm sorry that happened. What can happen, Sydney, if you don't mind me talking kind of frankly, is that when we're going through this, right? This isn't an easy process. It sounds to me like there's been a lot that's happened, a lot that's gone on, and I feel like when we start to when we start to look at things, we start to read about the psychology of these things that have happened with us, and we can address that in a second. But when we start doing that, we start to understand what we would want to look for in a partner, in a relationship, because we're starting to understand what it is that we want and what we don't want from a relationship. A lot of times, we go for relationships that re-trigger old wounds because we haven't healed that part of ourselves, and maybe we don't feel like we deserve it. And so we find people that trigger maybe the way our parents were to us, or maybe the way society was to us, and we feel like that's something that, is maybe we deserve that. But when we heal, we learn, we read, and there's a lot of YouTube videos that talk about this as well, then we can start to attract people and relationships that value us for who we are, right? That value kind of what we're going through. Because these wounds keep kind of coming up, and I feel like it is a scary process, but it's also something that if we allow ourselves to kind of look at it and to focus on it and heal it, then that can help us to make better choices moving forward and help to save us heartache later on down the road, even though I understand there's already been some difficulties there. And I'm sorry that's the case. Uh, yeah, I am. But I feel like you have an incredible heart. You have an incredible head on your shoulders. But I think it's time to take that. I think it's time to take that and put it on the self instead of maybe looking for other people to complete us. I feel like you have all you need inside of you already. And I feel like you've had that for a while. And I feel like you're someone who is tough and you're strong. But right now, I feel like we need to focus on letting ourselves cry, letting ourselves feel frustrated, and getting this out. And then sort of just allowing ourselves to be with the pain for a little bit. And like I said, learning, um, reading up on this is going to help immensely if that's something you want to do. Or I can link you some videos that talk about this too, because it's when we're by ourselves and we're going through it, it's kind of hard to see the signs. It's hard to see what's going on. But when we're following books, or we're following videos, or we're doing something, it's a lot easier to know that other people have experienced this too, and that we're not alone, because we're not. A lot of people have gone through similar situations, and it's something that needs to have more awareness, honestly. I I hope what I'm saying helps in some way, Sydney. Sometimes, Sydney, there's a few dark nights of the soul, and once we start understanding it more, then there starts to be less of them. But the thing with the dark night of the soul is it does pass. It does pass. It just takes time, and it just takes kind of a conscious effort to sort of see where we're hurting and to focus on what we can do to help with that. Because you deserve to feel, you deserve to have that happiness, and I understand that there's a lot that goes into self-love and self-healing, but you have that. I feel like the only issue is, Sydney, that you've been giving that power to other people. I feel like if you take that self-love, if you have self-love, if you have gentleness with the self, you'll find that that's huge. That's a huge thing to have, and you have that in you already. I can tell you're a very kind person. You're a very sincere person. And you deserve the world. You deserve the best, and I just want you to have that. And I'm sorry it's been difficult, but please, you know, stay in there and keep trying, because I do feel like you're getting close to a breakthrough. You just have to let yourself feel and let yourself heal and you know, focus on that, because you've got that in spades. I really do believe that. So I hope that helps you, Sydney. And you are very welcome. Oh. Yeah, so I do wish you the best, Sydney, and you got this. I really do believe that. And when you come on my channel, there's no need to fake a smile. You come on here, you're welcome here, okay? So I'll just ask this here: is Ravenwind or Lex here? Okay, so oh, there's Ravenwind. Perfect. Okay, okay. I see you, Ravenwind. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's do this here. You're okay, Raven. Am I going? Okay, so let me read these here. So you say, am I going to have a new boyfriend this year? Let's look at that. And thank you, Ravenwind, for being patient. I appreciate that. And for also dealing with the ups and downs of live streaming. Ah, the best for last. All right. Let's see what we get here, my friend. Oh. Oh, Raven. Yeah. Oof. It's all good. We can thank each other until we're blue in the face. And one day we will. It is nice, though, to have all this support. I'm enjoying this. Okay. Are you going to have a new boyfriend this year? Oh. Okay. Angel of Love. So I do feel like there could be a connection this year. Let's see, this year isn't that long anymore, is it? It's about halfway over. Something is telling me it feels like September, October for this connection. I do feel like there's going to be a person um, September, October, but then, okay, so September, October, but then something is telling me that it could be July of next year as well. So there's like 3 outcomes. So we have September, October, July of next year. And I don't know why it's July, but it feels like it's very specifically either September, October, or July. Okay, so does that make sense so far? That's what I'm seeing so far. Um, Hopefully that makes sense because there's no other way I can say that. Okay, so let's look here. So you said, if so, what will he be like? Okay, so what will he be like? Oh, awesome. Okay. So there could be something with September there. And I feel like he is a Chinese zodiac dragon, is what I'm feeling. So I don't know what year that would be, but I guess the most recent year of the dragon, or the most, no, because it goes in, anyway. I feel like it's Chinese zodiac dragon, is what I was feeling. So a very strong-willed person, very strong-willed. Um, goal-driven and ambitious is what I'm feeling. September would be good. September would be good. Let's see what else we get here. So what will he be like? I'm going to go until I get a signifier. There we go. Okay, so I got our first signifier card. I was going to draw cards until I got a signifier, and I got this. So we get the King of Coins right here. So what they're going to be like is they're going to be very strong. They're going to be a very strong person. They could possibly have money, or they help people invest money, or they do something with money, or they have money. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing here. And when we're talking here about this, the King of Coins is all about kind of they're generous, they're giving, they have boundaries. They're basically someone who gets stuff done. So that's what I'm feeling here. And this person's going to have a strong presence with their energy. And generally, the King of Coins, it can be if it's the Pentacles, if I can remember right, because I'm using signifiers, they could have skin that is like darker. I'm like, obviously the card is showing like stone white, which is, still love these cards, by the way, but it could be someone that has a darker skin tone or darker complexion. This could be financially comfortable. Okay, Ravenwind, what am I even doing here? You already know that. No, you're good. Yes, financially comfortable, absolutely. But I'm looking for like the physical attributes, and so I do feel that there could be a darker complexion, okay, like a darker skin color, darker complexion. Um, and I do feel like this person's going to be strong. Like I said, strong-willed. When we get the dragon, right? Because that's what I told you is we had the dragon. Uh, this is someone who has a powerful influence, and so that's why I'm feeling like they invest or they help people with investing. It feels like there's something there with that kind of energy. And maybe you'll meet this person around a pool of water, if that makes sense, or around like a water situation, something to do with the water. That's what I'm feeling is where we're going to meet this person. There's water. Kind of in abundance, but I don't feel like it's the ocean. It feels like there's a pool. It feels like that's what I'm getting. So far, does that make sense to you, Ravenwind? And it's the King of Pentacles in any other deck, right? The King of Coins, same principle applies there, but that's what I'm seeing here. Okay. Well, it's not about being better. We each have our own strengths, right? We each have our own kind of things that we bring to the table. I'm not better. I just bring something different, right? So don't put yourself down. You're good too. It's just, you know. All right. So let's do this here. So you said this. So let me go up. Let me look. You said, will I get more vendors selling my products within the next 12 months? So let's look at that really quick. Let me grab my Will You Get More Vendors deck. No, I'm just kidding. We'll use the True Black Tarot. I wish I had a deck for every situation. That'd be awesome. Ooh, nice. What kind of spiritual oils, Raven Wind, if you don't mind me asking? I saw the Queen, Love Oils, Money. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Okay, that's cool. So I saw the Queen of Wands, and then I saw the Emperor card. Both of them were upright when I cut the deck. So to me, that's already looking good. The Queen of Wands is a passion card. Oh, I like that. I like that. Oils for employment, different saints and deities. Love it. I love that. But when I see the Queen of Wands upright and then I see the Emperor upright, to me, that's dealing with success driven. There's going to be a lot of luck coming in. There's going to be a lot of passion. The thing you need to do more than anything is when things start to build up, when things start to happen for you, let them happen, let them come to you. The Emperor does not go around chasing things. He lets things come to him. So when success starts to kind of build up for you, don't go out and don't make, and I'm not saying you would, but don't make any like moves that could be out of desperation or like you don't feel you have a choice. Let yourself set the table and then see who comes to it, so to speak. That's what I feel from the Emperor. I felt like I was channeling that energy for a second, and that's what I got. Set yourself at the table and see who comes for dinner. Kind of a situation. But let's actually see what the card is I pulled, because that was just me cutting the deck. So hold on. Okay. Okay, so this one is... Okay, so this one's the... I'm so sorry, Raven. Oh, I'm really sorry about that. How are you doing? Alright, I mean, you're obviously not doing well, but you know, she's not suffering anymore. I'm sure that was kind of hard on her, you know. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hmm. You're welcome, Ravenwind. You are very welcome. That's something that I feel, yeah, it's you're nervous about them passing, but then once they've transitioned, the soul lives, right? It's kind of like we stay behind, but the soul lives on, and so I feel like that was, yeah, because then she's not in pain anymore. Of course, Ravenwind, absolutely. My condolences to you, though. It's the work she left behind that makes this hard, yeah. Uh, well, I really do. My condolences go out to you and your family, and I really am sorry. That's uh, her bills are responsible. Yeah, I can understand that. Hopefully you can get those paid, and hopefully things can work out in that way. And that's probably why you're wondering about these vendors taking on your stuff a little bit, I would imagine. So here's what I get. I get this card here for you. This is the Queen of Swords. I get it in reverse, but I'll explain to you what I feel with this card. This is what it looks like upright. Anyway, so when I see the... You're welcome. You're welcome, Ravenwind. Again, and that must be hard to have to close up the shop, have to do something like that, because that's a livelihood, right? It's kind of like saying goodbye to something else of hers again. So I can understand why that would be difficult. You're doing good work, though. You are, and I do believe she's with you, watching and trying to help as best she can on the other side. You know. Um, so with the oil business that we're talking about here, when I see the Queen of Swords in reverse, this to me is saying that I feel like we tend to get in our own way and we tend to overthink it too much. I feel like there's this tendency to try to be as calculated as we can, and I feel like fate, much as life, we can't calculate it. So it will be successful. I do feel like there's going to be more vendors, because then we get the Knight of Swords right after that. But I feel like we go through two ways of thinking. One of them is like, is it good enough? And the other one is like, these are really good. And I feel like we kind of fight this kind of mentality where it's like, is it good enough? Can it do well? And I feel like it can, but there tends to be some extreme thinking that can lead to us second guessing decisions that should feel more natural. But because we're in our heads so much, it can make it kind of harder for us to see what's going on. Does that make sense, Raven? Perfect. Perfect. So allow things to kind of take their course. And what I want you to do, Raven, is this, okay? We work on kind of some affirmations. The oils can help us bring in the success, but I want you to work on affirmations for yourself while we're making the oils, so that way that's also infused in the oil as well. And the affirmation can be something, make the affirmation something obviously unpersonal. It'll help you, it'll help whoever it helps, but we need to go into a mind state of like, things flow to me, it will be okay, things will work out, because I do feel it will. I feel like your product is good. That's good too. Make powder, incense, and burn candles for people too. Perfect. Perfect. So that's awesome. That's something I may need to try. I love incense. Powder incense. I wonder if that's good though. So you do kind of like you do like white magic kind of stuff, right? Or you do, I'm not here to judge if there's white or there's black magic. I'm just asking, is that what you do? Affirmations kind of stuff? Oh, okay, okay. So here's what I would suggest then, Raven. Let's take it a little bit further than where you're at now. Okay, yes, white magic. Okay, so let's do this. Where you're at now, while you're making your oils, while you're doing your work, I want you to invite spirits in that can help with that process. If that's not something you do already, give them offerings that will help them with the work. Say, if you help me with my work, I can give you offerings, show appreciation that way. That will help with your oils to sell better, because they can infuse their psychic energy in their spiritual energy. So, and I don't know if that's something you do, work with spirits, ancestral spirits, or just spirits in general, but that's going to be something that can help take that to the next level, if that's not something you already do. Um, and then the other thing is, something was telling me just barely, are you getting ready or are you thinking about launching products that deal with numerology as well? Like a numerology candle or a numerology, um, like incense that focus on the numerology part, like number one could be cedar, or number two could be this, but like focuses on enhancing the life path number for people, or focuses on having, um, I don't know, numerology just came into my head for some reason, so I was curious if you were doing anything with that. If you give something to possibly think about, I had that pop in my head. It doesn't mean do it. It just means I had that pop in my head. Because each one of those could be their own thing. So it enhances the person's numerological path, right? But you can also, with the spirits, like I was saying, do offerings. Do, like, literally pour out some coffee in the morning and say, this is for spirit. Give them food. Do something like that. And then after about 24 hours or so, then you can throw the food away, but let them have time to get their psychic energy on that and focus on that. And so I feel like that would be a good idea. Invite the spirits in to work with you, because then they can create stronger oils, which in turn will help you have more success. So that's what I would say is my piece on that. Because spirits are good. Spirits help. They really do. But only, I mean, call upon the spirits that are gentle and kind spirits, spirits that can help with this. Don't, welcome that kind of energy, or the ancestral energy. Welcome whatever you feel comfortable with, and let that kind of be something you use going forward. I do feel like you'll have success. You need to step out of your own way though, but I do feel like you can have success. Good, good, good. Okay, so Raven, do you feel like that kind of addresses the situation for you? It's like this, Raven. So I want you to think of it like this. Um, when we do spell work, what is it that we do, right? When we're doing spell work, we're setting an intention. You're very welcome, Raven. I still have some more stuff here, but when you do spell work, what you're doing is you're focusing on an intention. You're focusing on making it as real as possible, and you're not using words I want. Okay? Because what happens is if we use the words I want this, I want that, what we're going to do is we're going to attract more situations where we're going to be wanting that, but we don't have it. And the more desperate we want it, the more we don't have it because we keep saying I want, I want, I want. We have to say I have this or I am this. I am successful. I have success. We don't say I want success. I want to be successful, right? We have to use that. After we have focused on our affirmation of I am or I have, then after that when we let it go to the universe, we have to let that go completely. And when we let it go, we allow ourselves to not think about it. It's hard at first, but when we stop thinking about a spell after we're done doing it, that spell grows immeasurably because we're not thinking about it anymore. It's like quantum physics. The more we observe it, the more it can't do what it needs to do. And every time we think about it, we're observing it. So we need to focus on allowing ourselves to have that power build up by not thinking about it, doing the spell work, feeling like it's going to work, and then go from there. So, Raven, do you feel like that's something you could try with the other recommendations too? It's kind of difficult too because I don't want you to think because what'll happen is you'll be nervous, you'll be anxious or worried, right? And then right, there you go. But if you're nervous or you're anxious about whatever's going on, I don't want you to think, oh, I can't be nervous or anxious and then get upset with yourself for being nervous or anxious because that's just going to make you more upset. It's going to keep you being nervous and anxious. So what I want you to do when you're having a nervous, anxious or worried thought is I want you to allow yourself to gently bring yourself back and say positive things. Try to bring yourself back and try to focus on other things. Don't get mad at yourself for being anxious, worried, or nervous because that's not going to help you. It's okay. It's okay. All right. My whole thing with my spiritual journey and things I've been through, and I don't always follow it. I try to do my best. I'm still human, right? But I try to be as gentle with myself as possible. If I mess up, I try to say, you know what? It's okay. It's all right. So hopefully that helps. Not not that either. Not I mean, stay positive and stay as grounded as you can. Allow yourself to feel everything, Raven. Um, because you're going to be mourning, the passing of your mother. Allow yourself to go through that emotion and allow yourself to feel that. And if you're having a bad day, you're having a bad day. Maybe don't do work on days that feel super, super emotional and intense. But you don't have to stay positive. Staying grounded is good, but allow yourself to feel anything that's coming up, anything that you're feeling, because I don't buy into toxic positivity. I'm not saying that that's what you're talking about, but to me, the whole stay positive movement, it's not good because it doesn't help us as people. It just makes us feel bad when we're not positive, and then we feel worse for not being anyway. It's a cycle, right? And I know where you were coming from with that statement, but I wanted to just address that because I feel like we need to, sometimes we need to be negative. Sometimes we need to be, we need to flow through these different emotions. And that's important. That's important for us, for our growth, for our well-being. So that's something that I feel like we need to address. And yeah, hopefully this helped and gave you some insight. And yeah, we did get to spend a little more time together. So I guess it worked out after all, right? As you deal with your emotions and as things happen the way they need to happen, you'll find that it's easier to manifest things. And maybe your mother can help you with manifesting some stuff for your spirit oils as well. Well, let's hope he shows up in September. Let's hope all of this happens because I do want that for you. I want you to be happy, basically. But Raven, there's a lot to take in. There is a lot to take in, but I think you got what it takes. I do think you got what it takes. Just give it time. Let yourself feel all the things, and then yeah. Hopefully, I get to talk with you. If not the next time I'm live, we can talk whenever. So you take care, Raven. I think I'm going to say toodaloo for the night and head my little tired ass off to bed. It's my donkey. He needs to sleep. My tired ass, anyway. Stupid joke. But, alright. See you later, Raven. And you take care. And I will catch you next time, okay? Have a good one. And again, my condolences to your mom and to your family. And be safe out there, alright? Toodaloo, my friend.